I have to say, I'm very excited for this matchup. Severance actually showing off some real dedication in the past few weeks. I mean, they've really put on a performance. They obviously took down Flatline, I believe, and in a game that was tipped against them in by all means. They really flicked the switch. And Potato Savage, this man is a console demon, knows exactly what he's doing, the ins and outs of this game, the 60 FPS hero, exactly what you need. My goodness, is what you need. 60 FPS, I still cannot believe this man is somehow running on the PS5 still, but fair play, I guess. But that being said, we are going to take the chase here on to the Sable Ward, and our best bet is to really just hope and pray that we can actually last for as long as possible. We do somehow hear the Firecracker. It does not work out in the end, and that will be a down. A beautiful first chase, but not long enough. Oh, we set up for a pallet stave. I don't think that makes... No, we don't. Very smart right there by the Rebecca to not throw that pallet and give away the location of where they are. So we are running a pretty aggressive build. Obviously, Pop, Eruption, and followed by Ruin. So very strong, bit diabolical, if you must. I've never really seen that be allowed to be used. But here we are, right here with... what's it called? Budget battle. I've forgotten my words for a little bit, but they're going to take chase here onto Raven, and that'll get us a little bit of distance. Now, Potato Savage using his brain, putting 2 and 2 together, and he's going to go straight back for the Sable, and the Sable's going to somehow get the pallet drop. We're going to take chase here onto the Jake, which is being the Ran. So very nicely done, and yeah, this is real problems here. Potato Savage putting on a real performance to sort of slow down these survivors and make them not be able to do as much. Obviously, 3 injured, which is going to slow them down as soon as he gets it down onto the Sable. I'm not too sure if we make this. We don't make it. Potato Savage playing his heart out. We're going to get the grab to buy even more time for ourselves, being the killer drag towards mid-map. This is exactly what you need if you are on the side of the killer. We do have a gen pumping. We have 2 gens pumping. Then we've obviously got the Jake set up for the pool. This is beautiful right here from the team on the side of the Golden Order. I have to say, I'm very interested to see how Potato plays this mid to late game out. Obviously, we're still sort of at the start, but we nearly have a death hook at 4 to 5 gens. So very nicely done. Obviously, that main gen will probably get, will probably pop regardless very soon, but I have to say, very nicely done from the big Potato Savage, putting on a good performance here, getting Eruption, applying it to all these generators. Then he's going to head back to the hook. Hope that someone is nearby so we can get a tag, but if we can have a look over to the Rebecca really fast, I would like to see where they are. They're going to be the one that sends in the pull, so I'm really liking this so far because they're the only healthy survivors, so very nicely done. The other 2 are sitting gens. Now, Potato, a beautiful shot right there. That'll catch the Rebecca. He knows where the Rebecca is now. In fact, he knows where all the survivors are. He can blast them off. Rebecca's gone around the corner. Now, hold on a minute. If we do this correctly, we can shock, I believe, to the point where they cannot get the unhook. I'm not too sure. This is a ping matchup, so it is very difficult, and we're not going to be able to get the unhook, I don't think. We are going to get the unhook just in time, even on the ping. Very nicely done. And if I'm Potato, I'm opting to just pick this straight away and hook them. No, that's not what we're going to do. We're just going to send it for the tunnel. There's 2 injured. Well, 3 injured now, 1 down. So very, very good for Potato. He's looking a beautiful result so far. To be honest, I don't know how we've made that on ping somehow, but we might even double vault this. No, we aren't going to take the pallet, which is a fairly odd choice in my opinion, because I think that's just going to have us dead, which is not exactly what you want. Very unfortunate. And that is going to be a death at 4 gens. Now, in a situation like this, it's not what you want in any way, shape, or form. It just completely fries the survivors. They have to reset. If we can have a quick look over to all 3 survivors, they are going to pop a gem. But yes, if we can have a look over, they are resetting the Rebecca and the Jake. They're going to go triple reset. This is what you want if you're on the side of the survivors. You need to really bring that game over to your side. And I think, oh my days, the kill was there for a sec. But I think right now, it is fairly problematic. A death at 3 gens or 4 gens and then 1 popped. It's not something you ever want. But overall, I mean, I have to give it to Potato. I mean, the man is putting on an absolute performance. The controller demon, obviously, you know, you can play keyboard and mouse on the console now and has been in the game for about a year and a half, but the input delay is terrible. So I'd have to take it that he is currently playing on the controller, and his movement sort of checks out that he is in a beautiful electric shock right there coming in from Potato, and he's even going to get this tag here. No real chase perk to his advantage, but to be brutally honest, he is in a really good spot. 2 gens with Eruption on him. He's got like a 4-gen, what looks to be a 4-gen bot or something, which is fairly nice for the Doctor. Considering all you have to do is shock, use your big blast, and that's going to work out very nicely. That'll be Eruption popping. That'll be Aura onto the Jake and the Rebecca. So even though they have reset, this is not what you want. The Rebecca is sitting the gen. That is ballsy, and we're going to have to play around this terrible tile unless we just go for distance, and that is exactly what we're going to have to do. And very nicely done. I'm loving this so far from the Survivors, but they really do need to play this fairly aggressive now, because it's looking really bad. You know, this killer, if I'm not mistaken, should be between 6 to 8 stages, 8 being really, really good, if I'm not mistaken, 9 being like the best that you can get. But the rate that Potato is going at, it is looking like he might even just 4K2, 4K3 this, and if that's the case, that will set them up beautifully, because this is not, of course, not something you ever want, especially on a dock set. We did just see a 4K4 in the previous matchup between Envy and Celestial on the let me recall, on the Lich, so it definitely doesn't help to see even back-to-back on 2 stages, killers back-to-back, so it definitely won't help, but I tell you what, they are working as hard as they can, and you know, it does not help now that they're going to be forced to reset. I am a bit surprised we've opted no sloppy, considering, I mean, I guess you're playing the first, you're not going to really use it on that set, but good to get a little bit of value on Oni if it does go to TB, but if this is the build we're bringing for the first, when we get on the first, the next set, I have to say it could be problems for this team, because the damage that Potato has been able to produce just alone from this build on this killer, it's saying something, and it's saying something that's not very good. That the Survivors might not be nearly as capable if they, you know, are going to get high 4K'd against the killer that should well and truly be outs every day of the week. Obviously, we're going to send it in the pool here on the side of the Rebecca, but the Raven is going to have to last here for a while, and we're just going to get caught with no sort of line of sight of the killer, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, Potato, I mean, I'll say it again for anyone joining, he has put on a real performance for being a console player. It's not an easy job, and he's been around for a while. I've seen him in some leagues. He's you know, he's you know, he doesn't really like to, I don't know how often he plays the game, but he's been on a fair few teams, and I'm sure he's brought experience to a lot of those teams, and he is, don't get me wrong, a great mechanical player, knows what to do. He's good in chase on the Survivor side, and he's just played this really well, and we're going to catch the Rebecca, and this is real problems. It is looking like a 4K3. No, we're going to swing at that. That'll cause the, cause Rand in the background to get that unhook, but my goodness, this is a 4K3, and it is not something you want, because all we have to do is slug, and that's what we're going to do, go straight back for the unhook. Realistically, I think we get the unhook just in time before Potato gets there. We do, so very nicely done, but yeah, this is very problematic. This is not what you want if you're the Survivors. This is pretty, for competitive standards, I don't want to be bearer of bad news, but for the Golden Order, I'm not too sure how long they played comp for, but it is not great to be getting this sort of result on the Doctor. But I'm sure, you know, again, they didn't pick this set. Some players are not nearly as confident on certain sets. I certainly know that from experience. I'm not confident on the Doctor set at all, or the Dracula. There's a lot of sets that people aren't very confident on, and I think that this could be one of the teams that is figuring out today after this matchup if they can actually play the Doctor set anymore. But you know, that might just be in the process of them banning it in the future, and I'm sure they will heavily consider it after this, because even though they've made a few errors, it's not to say that Potato hasn't capitalized on almost, if not every single one of them. He's played this match pinpoint perfectly. I haven't really seen a single mistake. I would have liked to see him hook that Survivor before one of our, I believe it's the Sable, when the Sable got unhooked on second hook. I would have liked to see, you know, possibly a bit of a change up and just opt to hook the Survivor instantly for that pop, but we just tunneled them out straight away. So, you know, Potato overall, though, has not made very many or any mistakes at all. And, you know, any team would be lucky to have this man on board. There's no doubt about that. He brings great strengths to both sides of the Survivor and the Killer. But my goodness, we might have to just say it. This set definitely does look like it is going towards Severance. Of course, we still have one to play out. I didn't expect a 4K3 in my wildest dreams. I just didn't. To be brutally honest, especially on the Doctor. But to be truthful, I do think it's going to be very hard. If the side of Golden Order is going to 4K4, that'll say something. But yeah, they're just going to call it there and just take it down. So that'll be a 4K3 from the big 60 FPS demon, Potato Savage. You know, some people say he's you know back, and one of the Doctor Greats has actually just joined the VC. Pretty good on the Doctor, the Big Andrew. But this is a build I'm very interested to see. A rapid brutality, I like it. I like it a lot. Turn back the clock, pain res. So a bit of a different build compared to the big potatoes. But here he is, the killer man for Severance, taking the first chase. A beautiful connected head-on in play. I believe that would have been Kuma. I'm not too sure who that was, but we have just got enough distance to get away. And yeah, Kumo coming in with the head-on. I think it was the Claudette. I'm not too sure. Yes, it was Kank with the head-on. So absolutely lovely to see that. And Xiaozai is just going to have to really play very aggressive to meet this. I mean, to get this win con. I mean, a 4K4 is it's going to be one of the hardest to achieve. You need to have very fast downs at this point. Don't do it, of course, but you almost need cheats to pull it off, because this is very highly unlikely for this to happen. But being said, I'm going to take the chase here. Back onto V-Links. Now, V-Links, a veteran in itself, been around for goodness gracious a long time, been on multiple teams. I remember him back on Team Crypt back in the day, and he has been around for a while. Very experienced and playing a beautiful vault, winning the 50. Very nicely done from the big V-Links, putting on a performance here to start us off. And I tell you what, this man is not one to be dealt with when it comes to, like I said, experience. He is very well. He's just playing beautifully so far. Dropped the pallet correctly and you know, didn't get shocked until that pallet was dropped. So very nicely done. Xiaozai trying to catch V-Links off guard. V-Links is going to get a medium vault here. He might not make it back around. I'm not too sure if we opt to take it. We are going to vault. V-Links isn't going to get there. There's nothing to work with. We do have Kank set up. We have two gens absolutely pumping. We are on a pallet though, so can we pull this off? We do get the shock away, so this is not going to work out. It should be a hit here onto Kank, so you probably opt to hit him and just take the pick. So that should be, realistically, two gens. If we're going to have a look over to Kumo, see how much progress there is on that generator, that could be a pain race. If we do have a pain race nearby, I don't think we do. No, none in a vicinity, so there's no point in really working a pain race. I mean, you could get on a gen and just get a 1% explosion, which would work out in the end. But yeah, I mean, to be safe, I mean, there's a little bit of progress on this gen here, so nice to get some PR on there. But you're a Tycon now. You have to play around it. And I think the pressure that these survivors have got right now, it is gonna be close to impossible to be able to not let another gem pop. It's not impossible, but it's definitely close. There's no doubt about that. We have to have some really fast chases here onto the big Kank. A bit of a branded man from the old days, but good to see him back in here. Playing this pallet should go down here because of rapid brutality helping out there in the chase. I'm really intrigued. Oh, a little. No, okay, I thought it was a hump there for a second, but no, we're just baiting. But I am intrigued on this build a little bit more. Obviously, you know, turn back the clock, no eruption, compared to Potato's build where we had pop, eruption, ruin, just full regressive, and obviously this being, we've got 2 regression perks here, and turn back the clock and pain res, but you know, knowing that you have to send your builds in early, you obviously can't tinker with them, I don't think, so it's a lot harder to know what your prediction's going to be, and we've just gotten out of a locker for some old reason. I'm not too sure what the play was there, maybe to try and bait a tag away so we can get that unhooked nice and for free, but we should be able to get it. You know, we don't, we're just going to run away, but I do have to say, this is looking problematic. If we can get this tag and have a look at what the other survivors are doing at the moment, just see if they're on a gen. I assume someone's got to be sitting a gen, maybe Kumo or Potato Savage. No, they're resetting, which is probably the right play because they'll get both reset just before Kank hits second. So this should be a down onto the big V Lynx, unless he gets enough distance here to make something else. He's going to make the window, might even double vault. No, he's not. I don't know if he makes this around. He should, and he does. Beautifully done from the big V Lynx. Now, this is a ping matchup. This is not what you want to do. V Lynx gets caught with his undies down. That is not what you want. And bang, that is another hook. But it is looking very problematic here. There's gen progress galore. This is problems here for Xiaoze. So, yeah, I mean, really not something that you want. But 3 stages on the board. V Lynx is on second stage. The problem here is holding the gens that you've got. There's not a good amount that you can really hold. It's just starting to tinker more back to the fact that you can't really do much when you're backed against the wall like this. The amount of pressure that you are given, knowing that you probably won't get the result as much as you don't want to hear that, is not something that you ever need. You don't want the extra pressure, but again, sometimes you can't contain it. There's the next gen popping, a little bit delayed on my comms, but that'll be the win going towards Severance, Team Severance. So they are on a roll recently. They won last game, last week, I believe 2-1 or 2-0. I think it was 2-1 against Flatline. So very nicely done. But I do have to say, this still could be a 4K. If we don't get this unhooked, it is looking more and more like a much closer result to a 4K, which is not something that's great on the dock. But again, some teams are more experienced than others. But V Lynx will be exiting this trial now. We do have Kumo here on the ground, so if we could have a look over to see what Potato is doing at the moment, may have gotten the pick there. I do believe he has. But we'll have to have a look if we can. And oh my goodness, Potato has been caught with no eyes on the killer. Must have gotten a little bit lost there on the controller sticks, but we're going to have to play this pallet here, get the beamer. Should get the blind, we do indeed. Sometimes the killer can bug out a bit, but oh my goodness, Xiaoze's got beautiful headphones. That'll be a down onto Kumo, and at this point, if another gen does pop, which doesn't look like it will, because PR will regress this gen, I believe, because of more progress. It does, it's only going to cause a few more problems for the survivors. Obviously, they're resetting, so this is a bit difficult. We're going to static blast here and probably go for Potato. That gen has been hit multiple times by that, and what are we doing? Potato being caught a little bit lost. He's going to fake it out, probably force locker. That's not what he's going to do. He doesn't have a pallet to work with, I don't think. He does have a pallet to work with, but unfortunately, he doesn't opt to greet it, which probably could have been the play, but, you know, we are now just going to get the unhook for free. I don't really know what to say. I mean, the survivors had a brilliant start. Obviously had Potato in chase first, won a couple 50s, but it is just problematic here. I feel like Severance, from what I've noticed, especially from last week, I've noticed that their mid-game especially is a little bit unstable, but that's something can definitely be worked on, especially when you have experienced players like Kank, V Lynx, Potato Savage, all being around for so long. So I haven't really heard of Kumo. I'm not too sure how long they've been around for, but definitely does work out in the survivors' favors, knowing that they can fix up little things like that might not be working. As We are going to catch Kumo a little bit off guard here. I'm not too sure if that pallet's up, and it still is. It is dropped, but not broken. Absolutely beautiful here to Jiggy. You do not double back, and we're just going to send it away. Probably not the best place to die, sort of in your gens, but that'll be another, yes, right in the 3 gens. So not great. Probably take this to basement. I'd assume you'd take it to basement. That's probably the only thing I can think of. We're not going to take it to basement. We're actually going to drag it up towards 1. So I'm a bit curious to know why that is. I feel like having 2 injured could definitely help slow down the game, knowing that, you know, you have turn back the clock, but you also have 2 injured, and you're starting blast up. So that is a bit interesting to see. But again, maybe they know something I don't, which is probably the case. Not very macro smart in a lot of ways. But that being said, the unhook does come in here from Potato Savage, and I assume that this is going to be a hit tank, and it is too. I'm probably just going to wait it out here and get this death onto Kumo, which is definitely something that you don't want. And there you go, that is a death. This is looking really good for Xiaozhe. Now, of course, as I said, the win con has been met on the side of the survivors. They have popped 3 gens. That's all they needed to pop, as Potato Savage previously, Potato Savage being Severance's killer play as the Doctor, had gotten a 4k3, so it definitely does look like it's a lot more stable here for Xiaozhe, but play for best result. That is the best you can ask, and it honestly looks like a 4k2 now. It's tough because you think all your team had to do was pop 1 or 2 more gens, and it's obviously a lot easier said than done when there's 4 survivors, but you know, when you're up against a Doctor that can definitely, you know, sort of funnel the game into their, you know, it's sort of like a tornado, and you know, take the territory they want. That is something that the Doctor holds a lot of power in, and you know, that's a problem against some teams that don't really know how to play around that. So, you know, a 4k2 definitely looks more likely and likely as the game goes on. More resources are getting used up. Kank will probably go down shortly. We do have a pallet here on the dumpster. We're going to just greet it, make it back to the window. Beautiful pathing from Kank here. Probably chain it up. No, this is not a TL, but that is a death there. Can opt to slug this and just go for the big potato. But yeah, to be truthful, an incredible result on the side of Xiaozhe. It truly is a great result, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough to sort of get them over the line because they only popped 2 gens. But who knows? Xiaozhe and his team in the Golden Order, they could re-look at the set and say, you know what, we might leave Doctor up against other teams and even play for it as a TB, because they clearly are on the side of the killer at least. Xiaozhe knows what he is doing. He is fired up, and that's something that you love to see when you have a confident killer player. Even though the win con has already been met by the survivors, playing it out is the best thing you can do, because you sort of have an understanding of how well you can play. If you play it out like the win con hasn't been met, even though it has, you sort of have it as an imaginary win con. But that being said, it does look like a 4k2, and that's not something you really want. Considering the result they just had on the dock on the survivor side in Severance, I would have thought that they would be a lot more pumped up, but this actually did happen a couple of weeks ago on the Wraith, I believe it was, on DDS in another league. It was a 4k3, and the opposing killer had to 4k4, of course. Unfortunately, fortunately they did get a 4k3. But obviously someone bled out. There was a fresh, so it was a, you know, the Tycon was removed, and the set went to the opposing team, who then qualified for the next division. But, you know, that being said, the reason I think that that 4k3 happened in that game is because how aggressive these survivors are playing, because they know all they have to do is pop 3 generators, and I think that's what they've done. They've sort of gotten a little bit ahead of themselves and said, you know what, let's just play balls out. Who gives a shit? We're just going to play to the best of our ability, but just play as aggressive as possible. And that's what they've sort of done. You know, we saw Potato at the start trying to get Chase, and it was relatively you know, it wasn't too hard for him to finally get engaged with Chase when he was on the serve, but you know, it definitely does look like they're clearly a confident team, Severance, and to take this first set is incredible. But you know, this team, you look at their growth and the progression that they've made in the past, I'd say 5 to 6 months, probably even dating back maybe 8 to 9 months. They've been around for a hell of a while, and they have been just a consistent team since they've had a few losses, and I think that is part of the learning sort of curve that you know, you'll learn from your losses, and that's what they're able to do. It's Potato Savage, I do have to finally comment on it, has put on an absolute performance, winning 50 after 50, playing this pallet beautifully. He has had an awesome chase here. This would have been incredible if he had it earlier on in the game. He's going to drop this bus pallet, and we're going to opt to go back. No, we do not see anyone working that gen, so we are just going to take chase again onto Potato Savage. If we can have a quick look onto what Tank is doing right now, we are going to pop another gen. That'll bring it down to a 4K1. We're still on to the big Potato Savage. This man has put a bloody performance on so far. The 60 FPS Demon absolutely locked in at the moment. Probably will go down here, which is unfortunate, but dying in a decent location. He might even just send it around. He's not going to make this. I do not think that will be a down onto Potato, which will be a pain res. But oh no, we have spotted Tank, unfortunately. So a 4K1 in the books. A great result for a Doctor. There's no doubt about that. But unfortunately, that is not enough to hold them. You know, the win on the side of the Golden Order. But 4K1, they should not beat themselves up too much over that. Obviously, not the greatest result for the Golden Order on the Survivors, being 4K3 by the Doctor. But again, you can only learn from so many things. And today, this is
look at this build. What is it running? This is loud. Bro, who did the balancing? Oh my god.
It is pretty cooked. Strong builds though on the Survivors, so hopefully they get a bit of value. But
I think I saw 16 perks, which is kind of crazy.
There you go.
The Survivor side, so still, it is disgusting. I think Wretched Fate is better than the bot, but I think you would want it for the other sets, I guess. So
yeah, that's fair to say.
For it. And instantly into the power off rip. I don't know if that's an add-on or something, but I swear it's supposed to only give 1 sec, and he already injured.
Cooked. This guy is going to go down, Andrew. Yes, this is base kit. If you exit the portal, 2 bars get filled up and you get the power instantly. So it's gonna work out. This will be down here.
Typically 2 tap.
Yeah, there you go. Pretty. I don't know how I like turn back the clock and eruption. What are your thoughts on that combo?
I hate clock. I can't lie. I think it's the most overhyped perk in the world. But I do love eruption. And pop eruption in Parents is banned. So the only way I would change this build is running Wretched Fate on clock. But maybe you won't pop this other sets. The other sets are only it was already Doctor we've seen get played. And Wretched Fate Doctor is pretty bad, I think. So maybe that's why I want clock.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I've never casted a first set, but I guess if you're moving around the map a lot and you don't really have time to erupt all your gens, fair play. But Meteor is just sniping everyone. V-Lynx is gonna just, I don't know how he's avoided that, but he will go down very shortly. And probably he's ran back into the circle. I mean,
I was kind of scared when he just left the tunnel out and just went cross map, but it's worked out for him. He's got to put on his gens that were open. He spawned to his shack side here, so
beautiful. I mean, it's really. I mean, it does not look good for the Survivors 2 looks already. They do have a little bit of progress, but Kane's been caught. This is going to be problems if he gets in power here again. Going to avoid the first tag. It's really about distance on this killer. You don't want to stick around too close at all.
Oh my god, I don't know where the Survivor is. Maybe he's just got injured.
Yeah, so we're just sending it. Fair play. But what?
Oh
is
wait, no,
that?
Oh, they unhooked him. Oh, I'm an idiot.
He's got
not
the
in power.
add-on that gives you sloppy butcher when you injure them when you're in the purple sky.
And
The
also
neck
exhaustion, I see.
tendril. Yes, that's
He's
busted.
forgotten where he's hooked the survivor. I'm come to notice because they just reset him on the board and he get away with it. He's got. So this is I think Severance is gonna. I can't lie. They are still at 5 gens, but they're 5 healthy. Kill's got no clue what's going on with like survivor locations. So, I don't know. I'm not like.
No, I mean there's a lot of gen progresses, that's for sure.
We found a tunnel out though.
Yeah, this is good as a start, but you got to capitalize on it now, really.
We're working on the main gen. I think gen 4 as well. So if this tunnel that's fast, it could just be detrimental, but it doesn't look like it. It's going kind of go. Oh, he's just Eruption. Wait, Eruption is on. It's not on me. He never kicked me. Okay.
Bang! There you go. Eruption.
Was on me? I don't know.
Is this pain res though? Is this pain res?
It is pain res. Wait, he will interrupt 11 here, and he's got a 3 gen top side. He's got main 11.
Oh, it's not pain res.
Oh, it was pain res used. Oh. So upsetting.
I do like the pink sky. I do like it.
Hey.
Yeah.
The colorblind.
Yeah, the colorblind ones. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is.
Let's go back to the Hawk. He's on. He's just
need to tunnel out. Need to.
He's just come out of his power, and the power cooldown is quite literally humongous. So he's cross map now. They get a free reset basically on Kumo. So he's just opting to ban his bully. And just go for Potato Savage instead. He's kind of got taps. Can't lie. He's died on the gen that was stacking while Death was injured. I'm not liking this anymore. I'm thinking Meteor's 4K. I can't lie.
Would be. I don't know. I mean, they've got a fair bit of gen progress, but you know this Kumo guy is the tunnel out, and he's gonna get bloody sent to the gulag in a second when he gets down.
Bang!
And there we go. No, he's dodged it somehow. And
bang! Oh my god, he's not. Oh, he's dead. No, he's dead.
He is gone. He's been smited. There you go. Break the stones. Pretty fucked. Fast Mori, and now you're just back in your power.
Look at this disgusting 3 gen he's got on here. This gen's 70%. If you find some stealthing, it's 5% He's still got power for a lot of time. Someone's on the clock. That time's going down rapidly. But, I don't know if they have that much pressure. It's just disgusting 3 gen, disgusting build. I think Meteor could secure a 4K1 here.
It will not.
As long as he just finds Potato Savage at the 11 clock right now, which he's walking towards. But he's not gonna find.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
let's run through survivor builds. What we got cooking up? Got a lot of, not much healing. Deja balance. He's got exhaustion. Some head on smashes, sprint burst. Is that flow state? They do have flow state. Seems like they just got flow state. I remember the other side had They got a lot of chase builds here, so they might go for some juices and just.
I mean that add-on that the Meteor's got is while in power, the Sloppy Butcher is just busted. It's one of his strongest add-ons. Like it's free Sloppy Butcher literally for hitting someone through a wall for 70 seconds. Like, it's fucked.
Situation fucked. I've also seen there's an add-on like that on allowed in the other toys, not SewnangelSeason. But it's Dredge, and it's basically while in Nightfall, it's also busted. So all those sloppy add-ons is kind of like a free perk.
Yeah, literally. Having power again on the Potato Savage. And if we can have a really quick look over the tank, see what Jenny's working. This is the 3 gen though.
Why they the chase? He doesn't care. The other gen's 50, I think. A 10 corruption. No. They could have popped both without Potato dodged it. I think V-Links is gonna have to swap over, like, go pick up Potato Savage, come off the gen. He is. Sloppy bullshit on this down as well. This is disgusting.
It's so
It's gonna be a 4K2 now. It was looking like ours for a second there, but...
Oh my
wow,
God.
it's gonna be a 4K2. I don't even know if they're able to pop 10. This
Is it pain race as
again.
well? Yeah.
He's gone pain res and then this gen and just go straight to 10. If he finds the cross, like the unhook setting up, it's be over. He's on the clock as well, at 11. It's definitely at 11. We saw him on there earlier. There it is, he's at 11. The killer's gonna find, no, the killer's not gonna find him. So close. He's gonna interrupt the gen. You actually can't clock while in this underground state, which is why I hate the first. It just come out the underground state that you can use to correct the clock.
Nice Dracula on the bats. You can just fucking go up to it. Oh, fair play, I guess. That's it down to V-Links. 4K2.
Tippity tap.
It definitely looks like a 4K2.
It's looking like a 4K2.
Yeah.
Which I think is, I don't know, I feel like this killer should 4K, maybe like high stage, maybe 10 stage.
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't know, this is definitely a good performance of the killer.
Do you reckon this killer is stronger than Jason?
I think Jason is horrible. I think the first is possibly like the, I don't know, maybe even third best killer in the game right now. Nurse
Really?
First. It's disgusting. I can't lie. Especially on those score maps like Wretched, like you see him in other tourneys, he can sit and shack and shoot half the map. It's basically like a budget nurse.
Yeah, literally.
So, going on a chase here at 5.
Chopped.
Activity 2 tapped, 1 survivor standing. It's looking at it.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all. I mean,
So I
could have been out.
saw Meteor here look at 10 with clock active and not pop it. So I'm thinking 10's max progression. Honestly, I think that he's kicked it like 4 times, corruption 4 times, and he can't even rest anymore. Are these survivors going for a stealth? This could be crazy. If they get it,
Can we have a look at the serps? I think we spotted 1-6. Yes, we did.
if Potato goes for a juicy here, I think it just all depends on what's dodges.
Got to dodge again.
Doesn't dodge. If Potato gets tapped here, he could be 4K2. Otherwise, it's looking like a 4K1.
Hold on.
50%. It's actually got to be a juicer chase from Potato here to clutch up. 4K1 is way better than 4K2. It's not even close, but I just dodge that one, Edgeman. Kind of going crazy? No, it's just over. Killer's opting a pick instead, actually. Kind of shocked. I thought he would just go for the full ringman side.
No, I mean, doesn't really matter if Potato bled out because it's the middle of the stages. So yeah, he could have just slugged, gotten it nice and done out the way. But I guess he just opted to hook him, which could be the play. But yeah, we found a good spot. It is a 2,
Oh!
no doubt.
He hit him with the out of thing. The Kanks is ranking 2. It's just a 4K2. It's quite a good result. I'll be pretty cheering if I was Meteor. It is cross ping, so it's a little bit harder. And his killer is a little bit scary, so it could be tied. I think 4K3 is out of the realm of possibilities. So I think last step we saw. What perks did we see, Hasso? Do you remember for the Severance killer?
Yes. Pretty good actually, really good. I saw Ruin, Pop, Eruption, Corrupt.
That is pretty strong.
Here we are on the servers. Kank with a very strong build. Obviously, 3 regressing perks. We did see on the Doctor earlier on. We saw a 4K3 on the side of Potato Savage. I think one thing that stands out a lot about this team is they have so much. They're so different with what killers they play. But so many players on this team. V-Links can play killers. He can play Blight. Then you've got Smokey, or Kank who can play killers. Then you've got bloody Potato Savage who can play killers. It just keeps on racking up, and it eventually does just get to a point where you don't know what killers to pick and what to not. And the problem is Kank putting on a performance. We do get a little bit lost in the sauce there. That is not what you want. This could be an exponential start. It's not going to work out in the end, but Kank gonna get the down. Oh, they're gonna dodge. So if I can have a quick look over to the Tory, see what perks we're running. We've got life, windows, I believe self-preservation, and that is a down. Bang. That is not what you want very early into the game. So very unfortunate to have a fast down, but I don't think there's much gen progress, and if there is, Ruin's regressing those gens. So we do have a gen here getting regressed. Not what you want. Pop will be in effect. You sort of have to play around the fact that you know this build is going to be Ruin, Eruption, and Pop. You know that. They know that. Obviously, they know it's corrupt as well, but I think it's more to the point that if you... I think it's more to the point if you know the build, you have to opt between going, okay, do we allow Ruin or do we allow the Pop and Eruption? And definitely Ruin is probably the bolder choice. I mean, it's the smarter choice to get rid of Ruin, of course, but it definitely can also cause problems if you have Pop and Eruption going up and Eruption's constantly proccing your gens. But that being said, there's a very fast down onto Ween there, and very nicely done. There's our main gen getting pumped, another gen towards the middle of the map getting pumped, and a really, really good start for the killer on Kank. But look, the pressure is only just starting to begin. He knows he has to 4K3. He knows how difficult this is going to be, and you know, if we can spot our stealth survivor. What was that? That was repress the lines coming into effect there. So that'll stop the gen from regressing. We do get enough distance to get away. We have Medal of Man on the builds. Bit of a different switch up in terms of perks. I don't think they had it on the previous build. I'm not too sure, but being said, very nicely done. I'm loving how these serves are playing, but they are giving away some very easy tags. That's just not what you want if you are the serves, because now he's back in power. Someone's going to have to get on a clock. No one's on a clock yet, and this is just going to start to cause even more problems. If we can have a quick look over to see what survivors are doing, if there's any gen progress, there is one right there. So this is very, very good for Kank to spot out, and we might even see this survivor go death hook. I highly doubt it though. We are going to head back to this hook, and we are going to get it just in time. That's not going to go off in time because we're in a proximity of the unhook or the hook survivor. But yeah, I think so far a beautiful start from Kane. That's a death at 4, which should be 3 gens very shortly. And if he can somehow capitalize off this, if he checks one just before, if we can have a look over to one of our survivors, see what gen is being worked. There we go. That should be 1, and it was indeed. So very nicely done. This is where it starts to occur that ruins out the trial. We have Pop and Eruption in. Beautiful synergy between those two perks, and it works out very well with Ruin, you know, being a perk. And we found the reset, so this is problems here. We somehow avoid that the undergate attack, but this could be a down, and it is. This is just problems here for the survivors, and to be brutally honest, I mean, it just is not looking good for them at all. I mean, obviously they've got a gem with a fair bit of progress. That'll be Kank's next objective, to head back towards that gen over towards 3. But I think if we somehow don't find this survivor stealthing the Claudette, it will just be another problem for Smokey. But that being said, Kank, sorry, I keep calling him Smokey, that's what I know him by, but yeah, Kank putting on a very nice performance, just misses that attack, gonna miss another one, but I do have to say, the big man has been around for a while. He knows how to play a lot of killers. You put him on a killer, he'll know how to play. He's a very Good play, especially on his Spirit. That's probably his best killer in my honest opinion. But that is a down, and that is beautiful right there. They are pumping the gens here. This is not what you want if you're on the side of Kank, because there's no pain res in this trial. We've opted, obviously, going with the pop eruption combo instead of the pain res eruption combo, but this will force this survivor off the gen. It is rough because Shaq's getting worked. That'll get probably popped. But yeah, it's a pretty problematic situation here. Obviously, this survivor's fully infected. It doesn't matter if we down them because they aren't on death hook, so it's not going to have any impact. But realistically, we might want to have to opt to leave this because Kank might not realize this. That gen could be getting popped any second. He needs to go into Undergate and send it towards Shaq. That's his only bet. If we can have a look over to 4 right now and Turan, see how long this gen's got. We've have to leave the gen. This is problematic. This Kank spot him. He doesn't spot him. So we're going to have to go around the corner, and this is not what you want right now. This is terrible, but this is going to be a 4K3. Kank has pulled off the impossible and has 4K3'd. That is a beautiful result from both games from Team Severance. I know they will be cheering so loudly right now. That is incredible right there from the big Kank. He's been around for, a while. A lot of people know him as Smokey, but of course I will be going by Kank. But I have to say, what a performance. Obviously the survivors did sort of get a little bit lost. This is Severance.